Guruve Namaha. Preeti Raskar's blogs. Whenever the topic of discussion veers to my childhood, my mind always wanders back to the 80s. In 1987, my father, who was a secondary school teacher, decided to move to his native village of Hangewadi. And so we did. We moved to Kunnewadi, which was a part of Hangewadi village near our farm. That was where my sister began her schooling. At that time, the lone classroom of the Kunnewadi school had only a thatched roof and earthen walls. Gaikwad Guruji, that is, a teacher, who used to come from a neighboring village on a bicycle every morning, would teach classes from the first graders to the fourth graders. He would be dressed in his customary uniform of white pajamas, shirt, and a Gandhi cap. All the four classes would sit in the lines for their respective classes. Every day, Guruji would recite the prayers in a booming voice with the children. Once the prayers were done, he would start with the daily routine. First graders, start reciting from 1 to 100. Second graders, have you solved yesterday's math problems? Start with the spellings. Third graders, Pahunya, where is your attention? Open yesterday's poem. Pahunya is a guest visiting a family in the village, is said in a very sarcastic tone here. In this manner, all four classes would study at the same time. Even though one class had started practicing math tables, the other class would honestly do what they had been told to do. When teaching history to the fourth standard, Gaikwad Guruji would bring the glory of the past era to life with his wonderful gestures and voice modulation. This really made the children love history of Shivaji Maharaj. At such times, even the peasants passing by would linger along the school walls and listen enthralled to these wonderfully gripping stories. There was a big wooden box in the school. Whenever Guruji touched the box, the children would calm down. This box was full of treasures such as storybooks, recitation books, tools for geometry, and so on. There would be an hour of storytelling every alternate day after 4 pm. This went a long way in developing the children's interest in reading. The children used to get one storybook at a time for reading. During the long breaks, Guruji would conduct team games such as Kho-Kho and Kabaddi. He was very particular about good handwriting. Due to this, my siblings' handwriting is very good. Gaikwad Guruji was a strict disciplinarian. He did not like it if his students came late to school or had not done the homework given by him. Nowadays, when there is one teacher for every 10 students in our children's school, we cannot just forget Gaikwad Guruji. Despite being one teacher school, he paid close attention to the overall development of all his students. He was an excellent teacher. Later, my sister became a computer engineer. She worked in world-renowned companies such as Microsoft in Washington and IBM in USA and Canada. Looking back on this journey, one cannot forget to pay respect and be grateful to Gaikwad Guruji, who strengthened the educational foundation and imparted values. After the secondary school at Taluka Place, that is the town level, I started attending 7th grade in the Jilla Parishad's primary school, which was up to the 7th grade in the tiny Hangewadi village. I had to walk to school in Hangewadi village. There was a dedicated teacher for every class. Mori Guruji was the teacher for 7th grade. He always wore clean and iron shirts and trousers. I came from a Taluka high school, So my language and expression was a bit different. But More Guruji never let me feel it. He taught English very well. More Guruji was very patient. He would explain the concepts with reasons so we would understand it very well. At that time, there would be a central examination for the 7th standard primary students held in another village. The teachers would take all the children for the exams to the exam center village and stay there for 4 days. Other schools from neighboring villages would also come to the center. More Guruji had also taken us for the central exam. At that time, the care that he gave us was no less than the care that our own fathers would give us. It was because of More Guruji that I came first in the 7th standard center in English. I can never forget any of my gurus. Kadambai, who taught us till the 4th grade. Deshmukh sir, who taught English in the 5th grade. Bhor sir, who taught math in the 6th grade. Badak madam, who taught English in the 8th grade. Verma sir, who taught applied mechanics in Pravaranagar Loni College. Principal Advani sir, Sunita Maske ma'am for electronics, to name a few. When we would bow and greet Kadambai, she would always bless us and say, "May you have a good husband and get old soon." At that time, we girls didn't like that blessing so much. We understood its real meaning only when we grew up, where we realized that "get old soon" translates to "may you live a long and happy life." In applied mechanics, 90% of the students got more than 90 marks out of 100. This complicated subject was made very easy for us by Verma sir. Along with these teachers, mother and father are first gurus. I do not have enough words to write about them. We often performed well in speeches and essays because of our mother. She still has a wealth of words and knowledge in her treasure trove. She can solve any type of Marathi word puzzle and crosswords in no time. She can easily answer the questions in the TV series like Kaun Banega Crorepati, which is a general knowledge question series. She is well versed in the novels like Mahabharata and Ramayana, right down to very small detail. She always tries and makes new recipes. She has easily learned to use a smartphone. In a village where 98% of the girls would have child marriages at that time, we were allowed to go out for education because of the power called mother. Our mother's enthusiasm, love for cleanliness, love of learning new things, and perseverance keeps us motivated always. It was our father who shaped us as human beings. He taught us how to think. He never taught us any of the conventional school subjects at home, but he taught us the subject of life. He used to give us a value education while riding back to school on his motorcycle. He would give us quality time when the word was not even coined, but our father practiced it all his life. Even today, when we go home, we are treated to the wealth of his knowledge. He taught us to respect elders. His favorite sayings were, "Another's money is soil." Do not feel ashamed of any type of good work. Do not celebrate by taking out loans. Live life with self respect. And living rich means living a civilized life. Even today, in times of happiness and sorrow, his words give us courage. We remain grounded during happy times and we do not sing during sad times. Our Father is the spirituality of our hearts. When we go with our Father to visit any of the neighboring villages at the Taluka place, Our hearts are filled to the brim, seeing the respect that he gets. And we make a determined promise to carry on his legacy of values. As Sant Kabir said, Guru saman data nahi, याचक शिष्य समान. तीन लोक की संपदा, so Guru dinhi दान. This means there is no giver like the Guru and no talker like the disciple. The Guru bestows on his disciples a gift of vast knowledge, which is much more valuable than all the wealth in the universe. Our lives were shaped because of such dedicated Gurus. Hundreds of salutations to them. Thank you.